is imperative you notify me as soon as Sargar's barbershop is open again. He is an excellent source of information, and I want to make sure he understands who he's working for now. Signal me at once when the shop is open. That is all. They will tell you that you are wrong. They will vilify your motivations and your actions. You know, they have burned marks of stigma on your bodies and your minds, poisoning your perception of what is truth and what is lie. My warriors, they have been doing this for centuries, manipulating you and everyone around you, forcing you to accept their truths as yours. Well, there is a storm coming, and it will uproot everything they stand for. Ruin is upon their empire. I am calling to you, warriors, to be the force that sweeps the landscape clear of them forever. To achieve victory, you must become fear. Become what torments you. To understand it, to master it. Only when you have merged entirely with the enemy will you fully fathom him.
Need a new shirt for the office? We got the
This is what is needed to win the war. Be cruel, be merciless, become their worst fears. Only then can you truly tear down that which opposes you. Wazir Kale revolted against the oppression. He bled, he died, and from his ashes came the maelstrom. So too will you return. The fury and the anger and the torment and the suffering will be what eventually annihilates them. We were in a small shed. It was down by the water, and I could hear the gentle waves lap in against the harbor front. Then, the smell of petrol and the whimpering of the others as they realized what was about to happen. The men started yelling at us, threatening us. They wanted to know who was in charge. Eventually, one of the young men broke. So, I was dragged out, beaten senseless. As I lay there, I looked upon these men of basic violence, their shifty eyes and nervous laughs. And it dawned upon me, the brilliance of it. Become that which they could not. They didn't want to burn down a shed with children in it. They weren't monsters, just brutal men with simple ambitions. So, I showed them the monster. All it took was a lighter and the will to do what they couldn't. That, my friends, is when the maelstrom was born. They took me in after that. Thought they could tame the beast, use it for the things they didn't dare do themselves. I got to know them intimately, and when the time came, I slaughtered them intimately. I tore down the walls of oppression, left Mumbai to tear down more out there in the world. I found like-minded people, and together we showed those that would have us serve what it meant to be masters of our own fate. And now, my fellow warriors, now even bigger walls need to crumble and be reduced to ashes. Join me and form your own destiny in this world. It is your right and your privilege. pestilence. Together, my warriors, we shall rebuild! It's me. It is imperative you notify me as soon as Sargar's barbershop is open again. He is an excellent source of information, and I want to make sure he understands who he's working for now. Signal me at once when the shop is open. That is all.
Acha, ek baat bata. Any idea why the boss wants to know when the barber shop is open again?
Yeah. Saga, the barber, has a side business dealing in information. He basically has every snitch in the slums sharing the news with him. Boss wants him on our side. Bobby even came down to the hideout to be shown a picture of the boss so he'd recognize him when meeting him.
Yaar, all this secrecy is so strange.
You know the boss. He says having a secret identity is key to what he does. But I honestly don't understand what he means. The guy's a bit of a mystery to me.
Yaar, I would pay a lot of rupees for an autograph of the Maelstrom. He's the greatest hero Mumbai has ever seen.
I don't know. I think my local Dabawala is a pretty big hero.
Yaar, you're thinking so small. Maelstrom will save the city from the evils that corrupt it. From Daud Rangan and his crazy ideas to Vanya Shah and her cult-like followers. He will crush them and others like them to set the people of the slums free.
Wasn't there a rumor that Daud Rangan and Maelstrom was the same person?
No way! Rangan started the rumor himself. The real Maelstrom is a genuine hero who cares about the people. Not some movie producer with his head in the clouds.
How will you get his autograph? Maelstrom, I mean. Nobody's ever seen him.
I'll run an ad in the papers, of course. He's bound to see that.
Ah, I see. Of course. Good. Good plan.
The history of the Crows goes back decades, my friend. Back to the origins of the Maelstrom, even.
Chaila. I had heard rumors about that, but thought those were just stories used to impress people.
No, it's true. Maelstrom grew up in the city, right here. He was a part of the small street gang. Kids, really. Who stole from tourists and things like that and gave them money to the big bosses. But he wanted freedom for himself and his friends.
Tula maait hai na? It is good to be your own master.
Sure. So he started a rebellion. They revolted against the mobsters and the gangsters and managed to free themselves. The Crows were born then. But sadly, the gangsters hit back. They tipped off the police and the old hideout was raided. A lot of people died then. Children mostly. Maelstrom fled the city.
And now, he's back for revenge.
My brother told me this story about the Maelstrom years ago. Have you heard it? The one with the 3 dragons.
No.
Well, I'm sure you know of the story about the betrayer, so I won't get into that. But after he first left the city, he came upon a bandit camp out in the outskirts. Here, he found a young woman held captive by 3 terrible men, the dragons. They had kidnapped her from her parents and wanted to sell her as a slave up north. But Maelstrom saw her and knew that she did not deserve such a fate.
Nobody does.
Right? So he snuck into the camp at night, unarmed and clearly overpowered by these 3 strong men. Remember, he was just a young man. Almost a boy, really. He tried to free the girl as she slept in her cage, but she got scared and yelled for help. This awoke the dragons, who rushed over and tried to grab Maelstrom.
Oh, no.
Well, luckily they were strong, but also clumsy. Maelstrom managed to grab one of the man's rampuri from his belt. He thrust the knife deep into the first dragon's thigh, spilling blood everywhere. The other dragons immediately jumped over to try and take the knife, but he was too fast, and trapped the 3 dragons in the cage. Then he brought the girl back to the parents. It is said that to this very day, in a forgotten location outside the city of Mumbai, 3 dragons still sit inside that cage, waiting to be released.
Yeah, so say the virus was yours, but you only had 1 vial. Who would you choose?
One perfect murder, huh? Anyone? Living or dead?
Let's stick with the living. It's not a time machine.
Okay. Well, there's that asshole dictator Jim Poe. He brainwashed his people into thinking he's a god.
Okay, so the sun takes over. Tran Po. Even bigger arsehole. Then what?
Oh, right. Wait, got it. That pirate. It goes by the name of the Maelstrom. My cousin's cargo ship was taken prisoner by that band of thugs. He spent 3 months in the cargo hold while the company negotiated the crew's release, and 2 of his friends were executed.
Oh, excellent choice. So do you know who this Maelstrom is?
No, I don't.
Didn't think so.
Who would you choose?
My point exactly. This isn't just a thought experiment. If we manage to stabilize the virus, someone will be making that choice very soon.
Ah, I guess it's my ex-wife. Bitch. Or my high school principal. Or whoever invented cargo pants.
Uh-huh. So, still feel like we're changing the world?
So, friend, what goes on in the Tower of Babel?
Ah, it's you. Well, it's been quiet today. Most of the big machines are gone. I think they're finishing the movie up there.
Ah, Rangan's vanity project. What was it he called it again?
Mumbai hero. I think he's trying to make it so everyone thinks he's the maelstrom. But he's not. He's just a peacock. A fool using borrowed feathers to pass as one of us.
He's more capable than you would think. But I agree. He has lost some of his old splendor. Perhaps for good. Give me a quick update on the parts. Is everything running according to schedule? You know how important this is.
Well, the guy's getting tired, but we're on track. His replacement is missing, though.
Just make sure everything runs smoothly. I'll be back later. Any news?
There's a lot of talk about an outsider arriving in the city. A professional of some sort. A killer. But the details are vague. It's mostly rumors.
And his target?
I do not know, sir. Rumors have it could be the Slum Queen. Or even Rangan. They have acquired many enemies in the city in the last months.
I understand. Thank you for letting me know.
What in the heavens is going on?
Hey!
You
that's
said
not
no one
fair.
was allowed up there.
The rules apply
What's
to
so
everyone,
special
you know?
about him, huh?
Hey, an apology would be in order, I
local
think.
news, it's the game of the season. But for many fans, the ongoing cricket match between the mongooses and the hippos.
Grab and go! Get your juicy tended skewered kebab.
What can you tell me, my friend?
Apni Rani na, she's quite upset with Daud Rangan. I'm not sure why, but she talks to her advisor about him all the time. I get a sense that she's out to get him. वो तो गया रे सस्ते भाव में.
Good to know. I'll be sure to relay the information on. Anything else?
अच्छा भाई, अभी कुछ नहीं है. Come back later and I'll check. I hope your boss will be happy.
Aloo tikkis with mirch and dhania. You know you want it.
How are you?
The parts, are they close to done? Our future efforts depend on things running smoothly.
We have a minor problem with finding the worker's replacement. Nothing major. We'll think of something.
I don't want to hear excuses. Make things work here. I'll come back to check later. What do you have for me?
Tension is growing between Rangan and Shah, sir. The residents in the slums are concerned it may eventually lead to fighting in the streets. Not since the maelstrom left Mumbai has there been such a thing.
Every pot needs to be stirred occasionally. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'll spread the word, sir.
Any news from the realm of the Slum Queen?
Tell your boss that Miss Shah is very unhappy with the new foreman down at Dhobighat. She drowned the old one, and I think the new one might have heard about it. Bencho is hiding and won't come out. She'll be coming down soon to check it out herself.
That's useful information. Thank you. Can you tell me anything else?
Perhaps later. Come back, and I'll keep an ear out.
Is everything okay in there? I want smooth sailing from now on.
Everything is fine. Worker is getting tired and we can't locate his replacement, but he will turn up soon, I'm sure.
Make sure to get it in order. I don't want delays, understood? I'll be back. Tell me something.
Rangan has discovered a spy in his ranks. Someone working for his adversaries. I heard from one of Rangan's guards that the man is being held near the top of the tower.
Any idea who he's working for?
It's not clear, sir. Shayad maelstrom ke aadmi ho. Or perhaps someone working for Shah. It might even be an outsider. The guard couldn't identify the man.
Thank you for the information. Do you have any information for me?
Yes, sir. The Queen has been talking on the phone with some foreigner. Koi firangi hai sala. I was on duty just outside her car and couldn't make out everything. But I think he's been hired to kill someone.
Excellent. I'll let the boss know. Anything else?
I have no more right now, but I'll keep my ears open.
Any news for me?
I have no news at this time, sir. I don't have any news right now, but I will keep my eyes open.
Tell me something.
I'm afraid there is no news at the moment, sir. Nothing right now, I'm afraid. I'll keep my ear to the ground and let you know.
What can you tell me?
My sources have run dry, sir. I will keep digging. I'm afraid my sources haven't come back with any news today. Maybe we'll have better luck later, sir.
Everything okay?
Yeah, the replacement arrived, but it's a new guy. Haven't seen him before.
Is that so? New guy, huh? I need to have a talk with you.
47? That's the Maelstrom. You found him.
So, you're the boss?
If our band of brothers and sisters can be said to have such a thing, I suppose I am. I understand you're new. Do you know what it is we do here?
Not really. I just melt the metals down.
You will. You see, the work we do here is important to our further cause. The materials we produce here are just metals, but once shaped, they become more useful. Much like yourself.
How so?
Well, you're pliable, aren't you? You have that look in your eyes. You've seen things, done things even. There's a certain precision to your motions. They indicate training. What I do here is to further that training. To melt you down and repurpose your core strengths into something new. Something useful to our cause.
You shape metal and people into weapons.
I told you you'll get it. Fast, too. There's great promise in you, my friend. Keep up the good work and you'll go far here. I can promise you that.
Thank you, Maelstrom.
So, Dawood, what's the emergency? You sounded unusually concerned on the phone.
It's Vanya, Wazir. She... Well, there's no easy way to say this. She hired an assassin to kill me. I found out and convinced him to drop his contract in exchange for another target.
Who is the other target?
Vanya. She's become too dangerous. Too caught up in this whole queen business. It's hurting our efforts, Wazir.
I see. Well, given the fact that she's not here right now, I'm assuming the assassin was successful.
Yes. You understand, na? Why I had to do this? She was not herself. So full of hate and arrogance. I mean, to put out a contract on me? Me? But she came back from our adventures a broken person, Wazir.
I think we all did, Dawood. Regardless, you defended yourself, and I cannot hold that against you. For now, I will have my crows assume control of our assets. Once we know what the next steps are in our bigger effort, I will decide how to proceed.
Thank you, Maelstrom. I will return to my tower.
You have that steel in your eyes again, Vanya. What do you want to discuss with me?
I hired an assassin to kill Rangan. The assassin was successful.
I see. Where did things go wrong for us, Vanya? The freighter? I lost more than just people that night. I lost a part of myself. So I withdrew from you all. It was an attempt to protect you, but I see now that I was not the only one who didn't come back whole.
Don't pity me, Kale. I'm more complete than I ever was. Rangan put our overall mission in jeopardy with his egotistical projects. He stole your legends, turned our shared tragedies into easily digestible snacks for the rabble of this world to eat up. He was unworthy. You know I'm right.
Rangan's vanity was indeed a hindrance. But looking around this place, at these trains and this beautiful garden you have created for yourself. Well, perhaps we all need a little adjustment of focus.
My focus is clear, Kale. Clear enough to also handle Rangan's side of things.
A power play, then. Very well, my friend. You have always proven to be loyal and willing to bend to the winds of change. Assume control of his assets. We will talk again once Grey has given us the go-ahead. Whatever that may be and wherever it may take us.
Thank you, Maelstrom.
My queen. The man from Kashmir enters the lion's den. I guess you know who I am by now.
But I wasn't entirely sure until now. Yo was your Kale, the Maelstrom.
You killed two of my most trusted allies. Childhood friends, lifelong companions. And now you're here.
I accepted a contract from Miss Shaw. She wanted Mr. Rangan out of the picture. But I decided to play them both, so I offered him a counter deal. Initially, I just wanted to secure the upfront fee from Rangan. But then I started hearing the rumors about the return of the Maelstrom.
And so you took a chance. You figured if Rangan was assassinated, I would put two and two together. Eventually, I would have to teach the Slum Queen a lesson. You took it upon yourself to help me out before I asked. A show of skill, a move to get to the top. Tell me, is that right?
Yes. Did it work?
Dawood and Vanya lost their way once they returned here to Mumbai. I blame myself for their failures. I should not have let them go back without me. They got lost in their egotistical pursuits. Dawood thinking he could usurp my legend through his movies. Vanya assuming some mythological regency over the people of the slums. They forgot that which mattered the most.
What was that?
Legacy. In time, you become your actions. Vanya became cruel. Dawood became a hollow man. I am here to atone for my past. I now know that I can only solve problems through violence, and there will be much to solve in the future. I could use a man with your skills. Will you join the cause?
I will, Maelstrom.
Very well. You are now one of us. You can walk around freely in the crow's nest. We will need to talk again, but not now.
Thank you.
The mysterious stranger enters the lion's den. I guess you know who I am by now.
The Maelstrom.
Indeed. Two of my most trusted allies are dead. Childhood friends, lifelong companions. And now you're here.
I always see my contracts through to the end.
Admirable. Really, it is. I'm assuming Vanya put out the initial contract that drew you here. She never did like Dawood. Perhaps power play while our plans are in hiatus? But why kill her then? Unless Dawood made a counteroffer.
That would be the smart move.
But then you heard the rumors about the return of the Maelstrom. And so you took a chance. You figured if Dawood was assassinated, I would put two and two together. Eventually, I would have to teach the Slum Queen a lesson. You took it upon yourself to help me before I asked. A show of skill. A move to get to the top. Is that right, boy?
You can only kill so many mobsters before wanting bigger challenges.
Dawood and Vanya lost their way once they returned here to Mumbai. I blame myself for their failures. I should not have let them go back without me. They got lost in their egotistical pursuits. Dawood thinking he could usurp my legend through his movies. Vanya assuming some mythological regency over the people of the slums. They forgot that which mattered the most.
What was that?
Legacy. In time, you become your actions. Vanya became cruel. Dawood became a hollow man. I wonder what we will become. What shape we will take in our final days. Exposed and raw in the eyes of the universe. We can't stay unseen forever. Death comes for us all, my friend.
That it does.
You are now one of us. You can walk around freely in the crow's nest. We will need to talk again, but not now.
No one is allowed up there. Hello?
47? Someone's coming up the stairs leading to the secured area. It looks like a man. See if you can get close to him.
Boss, you're here.
Where is it?
Just inside here.
"47? That's the maelstrom. You found him.
Boss, you made it. Good. She's ready for you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Madam, he's here. Are you ready?
But I didn't.
Wazir? Oh, you're early. Well, come on in, I guess.
Thank you, Neha.
I have prepared something to drink out back. In the sun. Let's go out there.
That sounds very nice. I'm happy to see you kept the house.
It's a good house. You built it well, Wazir.
Look, I'm sorry I left so abruptly, Neha. You know, the gangs, they eradicated us overnight. Virtually no one survived.
They came here too. Did you know that? It took me months to rebuild. I was certain you were dead until I heard about this whole maelstrom business.
It was all I could do. Also to protect you. Lay low, change my name, my identity, everything about myself. Before I knew it, I had men and women gathered around me. We sailed the seas for years. I have seen unspeakable things, Neha.
What? Do you think things were easy here?
Shall we drink then? To new beginnings. A wiping of the past and a chance to start again?
It's a nice dream, I suppose.
Neha, a storm is brewing. It will hit us all soon. It will change everything, in Mumbai as well as in the world.
You said no more of this. I thought you were out.
Please, understand. It's bigger than any of us, bigger than whatever emotions we may feel at this time. A major collapse is about to happen, but I can protect you.
Protect me? Because I'm a weak, lonely woman and you're a big, strong pirate? Please. I managed for 20 years while you were away. You haven't changed at all. You can't let go. All the violence, the killing, the old ways, they are who you truly are. Wazir Kale is gone, and only the maelstrom is there now.
It's not like that.
Leave me. I need time. I can't do this.
I see. Perhaps you are right. I hope not. I will call upon you again once all of this has died down. All right, everyone. You can go back to the hideout. We're done here.
Shop's open, sir.
Thank you, my friend. All right, I'm ready for my shave. Make it a close one. The tides are changing, my friend. Can you feel it in the air? My bones are creaking with joy at the prospect of what is about to happen.
I don't feel anything, I'm afraid.
You will, friend. You have an important task ahead of you, have you not? I sense that about you. Together, we will all release the shackles that have bound us far too long and rise up against those who seek to keep us down. Whether those are our friends or foes. A day of reckoning is coming, is it not?
It does seem unavoidable.
Indeed. The question you must ask yourself when the time comes is what side you choose to be on. But that is not for now. For now, focus on your business and what you do best, friend. That is all.
I will do that. And that's it.
Good work, my friend. This was an excellent experience. You show great skill with that razor, my friend. In another life, I could have used a man like you. Thank you. We'll meet again, I think.